All right, welcome to our Tuesday night team call. We are life changers. It is October the 17th, and this is going to be a little bit of a shortened team call. And what I want to talk to you guys about is about perseverance. And I actually talked with Miriam earlier today to ask if I could share a little bit of our story. At some point, I want Miriam to come on and share it from her perspective, but I want to share it from my perspective of what my business has been like. I was saying earlier, there's some other things, I was, listening to some Melanie Mitro calls. Of course, Melanie is the #1 coach of the business, and listening to some other people's things of how they persevered. I know Melanie Mitro, we see her as like, wow, she's the #1 top coach of the business. And it really helps me to know where she started from. Even my upline coach, it helps me to understand where she started from. And in all honesty, because I saw my upline coach start from ground zero, basically, and then I watched her get successful within just a few years, it gave me a little bit more confidence to know, okay, I can do this. I can do what she's doing. I did watch her for a year and a half before I jumped in, and I never even said a peep to her, but I watched her, and then once I jumped in, I just mimicked what she did. I was a student for a year and a half and watched what she did, and I jumped in and started doing it. And my business, I think, has been, so Jatana didn't have anybody to watch. My upline coach didn't have anybody to watch. Melanie Mitro did not necessarily have anybody to watch to know how to be successful. For me, I was studying for a year and a half before I jumped in. So therefore, I was learning before I jumped in, and I was successful pretty quickly, but it still took a lot of time, effort, grit, just elbow grease, and lots of ups and downs, excitements, disappointments, to get going with the business. I think the biggest thing, if I were to name this team call, I would call it perseverance or don't quit. And I want to share this story with Miriam, because when I sat down and did my very first post, it was that one of me and I posted it again this weekend. I didn't put the "let's get this show on the road," but it's in my white dress with the black and white, and I had a leather jacket on and my go-go boots. And I'm like, let's get this show on the road. And that was my very first challenge group that I started leading. And the very first person that ever reached out to me was Miriam. And I had a lot of people reach out to me because I was already doing free challenge groups, and I was already into the health and fitness thing, and people were already watching me, and I had already formed relationships. But it didn't just happen overnight. It took me sowing those seeds beforehand. So when I did, Miriam jumped in. She hadn't sown the seeds. She hadn't done challenge groups and things like that on Facebook before. She was a brand new challenger. She came in and she was like, I just want to lose some weight. I just want to get healthy. And I've tried everything under the sun, is what she had told me. And as a matter of fact, she was doing something else at the time. And I still remember going into my upline coach's team page and be like, I got this girl and she is on such and such thing. What do I do? And everyone's like, just ask her to give you 21 days. Just ask her, can she lay down? So I'm like, okay, how do I tell her that? This is what we do, right? As new coaches, what do I say? What's the verbiage? How do I phrase it? How do I word it without sounding rude? And I can't remember if I did a voice message or if I sent a message, but I do remember begging her. And I think eventually we got on a call, and I said, I can't guarantee results if you are doing this and this, but if you just give me 21 days. And we had phone conversations, we had lots of one-on-ones, and we've had tears, we've loved each other, we've cried together, we were already friends, and I could just be myself with her and she could be herself with me. And I think that trust, that relationship grew. Now, she was still with this other company, and things did not happen overnight with Miriam. So I wasn't pushy. All I knew is that she wanted to come to me to get results, and I was just going to be a loving coach to her, even though she was on a total different product that would have been like our arch rival, whatever how you say that. I don't know how you say it. But, and I'm like, so I could have been like, oh, whatever, she's doing this, because sometimes I think we look at people like, oh, they're already in another network marketing thing, and we just kind of write them off. It could be like a lipstick thing, or it could be a skincare thing, or whatever. We need to love on those people no matter where they are, because people want to be healthy. People want to be fit. People are trying things out there and they are not getting the results they want because it's gimmicky. It promises something and it doesn't deliver. Whereas what we have, it is a workout and it is a meal plan and superfoods. Like, that's what it is. That works. That works. And if we have to spend a little extra time with our challengers to help them tweak their meal plans, then so be it. But we have something that does work. So needless to say, let's fast forward. Miriam started getting results, and I started doing, of course, I was building my business and just anything that, because Miriam was like one of the first people that really started showing results. And I'm like, okay, Miriam moved. Okay, let me shout out about it. Miriam lost a pound. Let me shout her out. I just shouted her out like I did videos for her. I did whatever, because she was my very, very first testimony of true success. And Melinda was very soon to be a coach, and then she started getting success, and then I started shouting out her as a business and as her transformation. So those are big things. And then my sister jumped on on the bandwagon, and I started shouting her out and getting pictures together with her. So I just use isn't the right word, but you use what God gives you. You use the success that you are seeing in your own life, in your own business, and in your challengers' lives, with their permission, of course, and you're able to shout them out and love on them and share success. And then people are watching, even when you don't think they're watching. All right. So fast forward, Miriam is still, kind of like, well, what do I do? I don't know. And then she decided to become a discount coach. And even from there, so that was like, yay, we're going to fill in a slot here, because I hadn't been dying. Actually, she was one of my first ones so that I could go Emerald. It was her, and then another person that I don't even chat with at all anymore. So Miriam was my right leg person, and then I had another coach, and she's doing another business. Like, she's not even like full throttle, but yet here she is, right? All of that to say, don't think that just because somebody else is doing a different business that they won't, join you. All right, so fast forward. Miriam has been with me for 2 years, because this is the month that I joined Beachbody and started doing my very first challenge group. So it's been 2 years, and I will say this: in these 2 years, eventually Miriam wanted to do the business. But Miriam, again, I asked her permission to just share her story, our story together. Miriam did it a little bit, and she started sharing with her friends, and people started seeing her results. And then all of a sudden, she got coaches coming in really, really quick. And then after a while, it became a lot, and Miriam was like, I need to take care of my own journey. I'm spinning my wheels and doing things for these other people, but I need to take care of my own journey. And so me as her coach, the reason I'm sharing her stories, because I want you to see it from my perspective as a leader and how I handled that kind of situation. It's like, Miriam, absolutely, you need to love on yourself. Don't you worry. So a lot of those coaches actually ended up going inactive, and that's okay. She was still loving on them. She would still work out with them. She was still being a friend and a mentor, all of that to them. But I was concerned, and I wanted to make sure that Miriam was healthy emotionally, in her spirit, in her body, and getting the results, because I knew if she gets exhausted, whatever, then she's going to lose the health journey, and she's going to walk away, and I'm going to drive her nuts. And I don't want to do that to anyone ever, ever, ever. So I backed off. And then, long story short, later on, Miriam gets, I think Summit had a huge thing that, that would be a place where Miriam can share her story at some point when she's not like vacationing in Hawaii and driving her rental car or whatever. But I think any time that our team gets together, like whether it's Summit, whether it is Destin, I mean, when our upline opened up and let all coaches be a part of the community, and that she could be a part of Destin, that was a huge thing because her audience saw her doing something amazing. Her coaches, and then eventually a lot of her coaches that were inactive started going active again, because not only are they seeing Miriam, just Miriam on her Facebook, they're seeing Miriam with a team of other women, of other like-minded women sharing their stories. And if those other people are like me, my upline coach, I knew who she was. I knew who her friends were. I knew who the other coaches were. If somebody ever commented on my upline's line, then I would like stalk. I'm like, who are these people? Because I was so interested. So I guarantee you there are going to be people that are on your pages right now looking like, where is she? What is she doing? Now, all of a sudden, Lydia and Melinda, they went to Destin. And they are like a sneeze away from diamond because people are seeing like, okay, there is something to this. There's something to this. So that is a plug for any time that you can get, even if it's just your community and you get with 2 other coaches and say, hey, you want to work out together? Hey, let's go to dinner together, or let's go do something fun together. And people can see that you're having a community, with other friends, going to a Super Saturday. Melinda's been really good about doing that. Get plugged in with other coaches and let people see what you're doing. The biggest thing is I want to say too, I have had coaches who have been rock stars. I have had coaches who have been diamond and just ready to go 1-star diamond, and just, because of life circumstances, they had to walk away from the business. And of course I'm like, oh my goodness, because this person was so talented and so gifted in what she did, but I couldn't stand in the way of what she felt like she needed to do. Now on the flip side, had that person stayed, I really do believe that she could easily, because right now, because I was a 1-star diamond when she was there, and then I made my husband a diamond, but they were all on the same leg because you have to have a diamond on each side. And Thursday morning, I'm going to be a 2-star qualifying, but we'll have to wait 6 weeks for that to stick. This other person could have easily gone past me, and she could have been a 2-star or 3-star by now. But like I said, life circumstances happened and she had to jump out. The reason I say that is because for those of you who are passionate about your own journey and staying healthy and staying fit, stay the course, because I know it's so easy, and it can happen in a day, it can happen in a minute, it can happen in just a half an hour, to where you can go in your back office and you see one coach go inactive and you're like, what? And it feels like your whole life is crumbling simply because one person doesn't want to drink Shakeology anymore. And it shouldn't be that way. I know one of the very, very first national wake-up calls I ever heard was Brittany Leggett, and it was her sharing her story about, she was in the top 10, and for the entire year she was in the top 10 of Beachbody, top 10. That's a big stinking deal. Like Carl Deichler takes you to Bora Bora, or somewhere exotic and just amazing. The top 10 and their husbands get to go, or spouse. And she, on the very, very, very last week, she missed it. And she was in the 11th place. And in that team call, she was just talking about that devastation. And something in me literally started running to just scriptures and thinking of like, where is my hope? Where is my hope? I'm not saying that we don't have goals and we don't have dreams in the business, but my hope, if my hope is anchored only on that rank advancement or that success, then everything's going to crumble when we see one coach go inactive. I mean, maybe we have a top 10 coach on this call or someone that's going to watch this call, but starting out, our life can crumble when it's just that one coach that goes inactive. When that one challenger says, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm going to go and do some kind of cellophane wrap around my way. I don't know. Try something else that costs $400 when ours is $160. Makes no sense. We've had coaches have that happen. But I can say this, I've listened to my uplines, I've listened to Melanie's, I've seen my own journey. I've been doing this for 2 years, and watching Miriam come up in this last week was, on Thursday, to where she hit diamond. And watching her succeed after 2 years of, and seeing that whole spectrum of doing a totally different business. Don't shout me out, is what she was saying. Can you erase that? Like I did a pick monkey. I had to take it off and erase her face off of it because she couldn't let anybody know. Like I've seen that to the point of her getting amazing results, to the point of seeing her son, just motivate her and lose like 60, 70 pounds, seeing her, seeing her influence her family, her husband, her daughter, seeing her make a difference in her closest friends and it's been absolutely amazing seeing that. And then to see her go and then she hits diamond. So for me, there have been many, many, many days. I've seen my paycheck go up, and there's been celebration when All Access came out. And when it first came out, my paycheck was hitting almost $5,000. I'm like, holy bazzoli, I was only in the business for, it was January or February, I guess, when it hit it. And I'm, so I signed up October. So a year, not even a year and a half. And I'm making that stinking money because of All Access. Now, the paycheck's not always there because but there are some weeks that it is high. And then there are some weeks I'm like, okay, I just put in these many hours. And Teresa's heard me say that. Teresa's my assistant. Like, really, I just put in this many hours and helped this many challengers and this many coaches. And this is my paycheck this week. Really? Like it's... But then I hear Melanie and I hear my upline coach say, you know what? You've got to work hard for pennies in the beginning until it gets rolling, and then the success starts coming. Melanie said that it took her 9 months to go diamond. I'm assuming that she went diamond in 3 weeks. She didn't. And then even with that, she said that her goal to hit the National Leaders Conference, that was her goal within her second year. And I think it was her second year, and she didn't hit it. Melinda's been doing this business for 2 years, and she could be at National Leaders Conference. She's a sneeze away from it, like in a couple of months. So all of this to say is keep persevering even in the hard times, even when it gets really tough, even when you see that red thing pop up in your back office. Constantly go for new people. Go on your whether it's your Instagram, your Facebook, your social media. Keep sharing your story, sharing your heart, sharing who you are, what you're doing. Melanie also said at some point we are going to watch that call together. Maybe that'll be next week. We do want to watch that. I do want to watch that call with you guys. But she said that in the beginning, that was when she was doing a blog, and she was just faithful. Like every single week she blogged, she posted her recipes. And now we've kind of advanced. We're not necessarily in blogging anymore. We went to Facebook, and now it's like Facebook into Instagram. So we're kind of gravitating even towards something new with Instagram. But she was just faithful and consistent in that. And then and she had her goals and she didn't hit them. And then she just wiped the slate clean and then rewrote those goals and started going. And then all of a sudden, something else that stuck out to me in that call was that she said she was the #1 coach, and it was like 150,000 Beachbody coaches. And that would have been in 2015 or 2013. I don't know. Just that seems like yesterday to me, but I guess we are in 2017. But whenever she was doing this, it was like, man, she was a 10-star diamond, whatever. But she was still at like 100. There was 100 and something. Now we have 350,000 coaches, right? What's going to happen 3 years from now? How many coaches are there going to be? How many coaches are we going to have in our downline? So now I'm seeing Melinda brought a rock star, a stinking rock star coach to Destin. Like, where did she come from? Jatana's pulling me to the side like, who is this person? Like, where, like, because Melinda's been inspiring people, and now she has a coach that's just gonna rock it. And now Miriam, who's my coach, has Mariah, who's already gone Emerald, and she is doing her going live and doing what she sees Miriam doing. We have to stay the course. We have to be faithful to our social media. We have to do what we want our downline coaches to do, help them find their niche, help them find what they're good at. Like with Miriam, I knew that she's great in the kitchen. She's great. Melinda will go live in a heartbeat. You know, Melinda's you're talented with doing lots of things. And plus you have your hubby involved too. So there's, lots of things you can do. But there might be some, that they have their niche, and you help your coaches find their niche and you start developing them. And then all of a sudden, you're going to have a diamond pop up under you. Cindy Laninga, all of a sudden, she just had someone just come out of the blue, and that was in a time, and I know Cindy wouldn't mind me sharing, when she had her downline coach, just all of a sudden starts going, and Cindy's like, she's trying to do life, and this coach is just going like, wow, my upline coach is talking to her, I'm talking to her, and Cindy's like, oh my goodness, she was just a rock star, and she went diamond, like just almost overnight. It was amazing. You're going to find those people, but you've got to be patient until they start developing. They're going to be developed. What I've seen, a lot of times the ones that come in and they like hit a fire really quickly, sometimes they die down. So we have to make sure that we're kindling them right where they need to be. Find out their personality, have them do the gem test, so that we can, and I'm still learning how to do that too, because it's hard for me to know personalities and give exactly what it is they need, especially if it's not something I understand. So I'm learning with this too. But that is the biggest thing that I just want to say is just persevere and don't quit. I've seen coaches, even in the 2 short years I've been here, coaches will come, coaches will go. Challengers will come and challengers will go. But if you keep your fire lit and keep looking for new challengers, new people, keep hitting Success Club, let that be your goal. Fight for Success Club. Don't fight for a Rockstar Challenge group. We already have challenge guides. Like we've got challenge guides out the wazoo. We can Google a challenge group like that. We can find something anywhere. That's easy. But finding your challengers every single month, and I mean, get on that Facebook wall and inspire. And that's what Melanie Mitro said too. She even said those words. It's the first time I heard her tonight say, she said, I just get on there and I inspire and they come to me. Does she invite? Yes, she does invite. She says, yes, she does invite, but she says people come to her because she shines. So that's what I just really wanted to share with you guys, is just persevere. So I see chat. Okay. Yeah. Tracy's amazing. So anyway, I want to open it up. Who wants to chime in and share like your own experience? Or Melinda, you have been like the persevering one for sure. Like, talk to us.
I'll share what I've learned over this last 2 years. And one thing, after watching call after call, YouTube after YouTube, I just always hear the women say, I've been a coach for 4 years. I've been a coach for 3 years. I've been a coach for, so while yes, there are a lot of people that might soar really quickly, I've watched more people soar and fall out than watch people go slow and they're still there 4 years later and they're in the top 10. So me personally, my journey, I want to be here 4 years from now or 2 years from now and be that one saying, I've been in this business 4 years and it's gotten me. So for me, I was in it for the long haul and I knew that mentally. So I was going to stick it out. I've gotten close and missed Success Club. And I'm a kind of a Ruby. And so I love the bling. I love the swag. I love the goals to meet. And I get a little bit frustrated when I don't hit them, but I haven't let it stop me. I go, okay, didn't hit it. Let's move forward. Let's figure out what I wasn't doing last month and why I didn't hit it, and I don't ever do a blame game of like, oh, well, like even listening to people like Super Saturday and everybody, they were saying October and November and December are slow months. And in my head, I went, let me prove that theory wrong, And for me, I've never hit Success Club 20 or me. Success Club in October, I would think I was rocking it because I missed it in July and that's in August. So I don't know, goals are different, I guess, depending on who you are. But I like the challenge, and I like to just set the goals for myself, but not let that stop me if I didn't get it, but learn from it. And so that's what I've done for 2 years. And so I'm super close to diamond, and I should have had it. It's like you pinpoint, you make your plan, you plot your map, and then those people don't fall in line. They're like your children. They don't do what they're told. Even though it's in their best interest, because I would never steer anybody wrong. I would always share information with them that would benefit them, and I would never try to steer them into something that was going to hurt them financially or, exercise and nutrition wise. So anyway, I just kind of try to keep encouraging. One thing I would say as a newer coach or someone who really wants to get this going is you have to get more conversations that way. And as a result, more coaches, because then when one drops off, it's no big deal because you're moved on to the next person and you just signed somebody yesterday. So that's kind of what I gathered from the top coaches too, is they don't worry about those that fall off. Of course, they'd like them to stay and they'd like them to continue getting healthy and those benefits. But if they don't, they don't, because they're moving on to help the people that want to be helped. So that's basically all you can do is help the people that want to be helped. And then the rest of the people, they have to own it themselves. And so I got really, at the beginning, I got really locked into my challengers results because I wanted it so badly for them. And those that then, a month and didn't even open the recipe book, it drove me crazy. But there was nothing I could do about it. I could only encourage, but that was all I could do. And if they didn't want to do it, they didn't want to do it. And coaching's the same way. If they don't want to watch the videos and they don't want to implement, then they don't want to. And those aren't the people you want. That's not where you want to spend your time. You want to spend your time with the people that want to and get more people that want to. And it is exciting, and it is following examples. I'm in it at this point in my life too for the trips and the exciting and the fun, and that's enticing to me because I like those rewards. So bring it on. I got to stay in this because my dental office, I've been in dental for 20 years and I've never stayed in a $4 million beach house. And I've never gone I never traveled this much in this last year and a half. I have never traveled this much than in 20. As much as I love school office and I love dental work, nobody has sent me to these places. So this is what I'm in it for, is for the perks, to help people, because that feels good, and to get to travel and do things that feed me, that really make me feel good, is a bonus. So yeah, and I just keep going. I will get diamond. I will get 1-star diamond. Tracy's going diamond. And I'll get up there even farther, Yeah, Tracy has plans to have a whole neighborhood of beach houses where we stayed. So that girl's got plans. So she and I and everybody else we're gonna take on the world.
I love it. And you know what?
So that's just my team. Is just keep going, set the goals, but don't get discouraged. Good.
Something that you were saying too was, like you said, it made me think of another call that I listened to, and she was talking about, well, what about the people, like when I'm posting and doing all of this stuff and, it drives them nuts or whatever. She's like, well, then they're not your people. They're not your people. The people who are your people are the ones who are going to watch you and follow you and want to be where you are doing what you're doing. So she was just saying that's what's beautiful with Instagram, is because you can find your people with those hashtags, whether it's like military wife or hygienist or whatever, Northern California or whatever those interests are, you can find your people through those hashtags. Another thing is continuing to add to our network. That is very, very important. Something I did today, and you find whatever it is with you, whatever that looks like. For me, I'm in a breast cancer survivor group. I don't know, there's maybe 3,000 people in there. And today when I posted, and I always feel a little bit weird because, yes, I did survive cancer, and the outcome is not always that way as happy for a lot. But I went ahead and posted that picture of me with getting the chemo with my pose of working out. I got so many likes and so much love and so many people saying, you give me hope. That gives me hope. That gives me something to look forward to. And I'm thinking, is this going to be offensive to someone? Is this going to make somebody feel bad? But people want to see people succeed, because if they see us succeed, then they get hope. I look on Instagram to try to find people who are at the weight that I want to be at, you know, or who are living the life I want to live, or whatever that looks like, whether it's spirit, soul, or body. I look for people who are at that next rung. Beth Moore. I look for people who are up here so that I have something to gravitate towards. So we need to be on our Facebook up here for them to want to come. You know, does that make sense? Not saying we've got to show them that we do have something that has made us better, has made us healthier, has given us results. I was sharing with a couple of coaches this week that I think that we need to share more of our own before and afters than what we do of others, for two reasons. Number one, when they are connected with us and they say, well, there's her journey. And then the other reason is that it helps us go towards that next goal of, oh, well, I want to get, like, whether it's the abs or my booty lifted, you know, I want to lose 10 pounds or whatever, to where we're constantly going. And it's good. I don't think that it's being obsessive. I mean, if it's obsessive, we don't want to do that. But I don't think it's obsessive to say, you know what, I do want to have, you know, my arms stronger, or I do want to have, you know, my bottom looking a little bit better in this dress, you know, or whatever it is, you know. I don't, you know, we don't want to get like obsessed to where we're, you know, a disorder by any means, but I think it's good for us to have goals and to set those too. So, and then the other thing and the last thing, and I'll let you guys go, is what I'm hearing from everybody now and the way that everybody built their businesses. They literally sign people as coaches when they are signing up initially. Melanie has done that. That's what she trains her coaches to do. And it keeps going down from there. Because, I mean, let's face it, number one, everybody benefits from it. Number one, we get that whole bonus. It's $100 when you sign somebody up as a coach and with a challenge pack. And they also get the 25% discount. They're also more likely to stay on Shakeology. We need to really work with people and get them tweaked on their meal plan, because if they're not saving money at the grocery store, then that meal plan, then that whole thing, it's too expensive for them. But if they are tweaking their meal plan and they are eating, I guarantee you, if they see my meal plan and I see what they're eating, I guarantee you they're going to save money at the grocery store, because girlfriend doesn't cook. You know what? But if we can tweak that to where it's more affordable for them, that's going to help them stay as a coach. And then the other thing, if they start doing it as a business and they are actually learning how to sign coaches that way and that quickly, then that means they're going emerald quick, and then they're going to hit diamond quick. And then, you know, so it's going to help solidify and keep people in the business longer and helping them get results longer, because we want physical results and we want business results. So yeah, so that's all I had that I wanted to, you know, give to everybody. So, hey, Mariah jumped on. So, Lydia, I wanted to ask you too, girl, because I know you've been here. How long have you been with us as a coach? Like
5 minutes.
No, oh, I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I was asking Lydia. I'm sorry, Mariah. And am I hiccuping? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's all good, though.
Sorry.
It's all good. No, Lydia's been with us for a while, and we're talking about persevering and staying the long haul. And you'll have to go back and listen to the beginning of it, too. Just, you know, persevering, even when things get hard and it looks like nobody wants to do what we're doing and whatever. But, Lydia, how long have you been doing this with us?
16 months.
Okay, about a year and a half. And you're close to diamond too.
Yep.
Yep. And what makes you stay?
I love it, you know. I do, and it gets hard. And like Melinda said, you know, I think it's important to have a lot of conversations going, because it is kind of, you know, the wind gets taken out of your sail whenever somebody's like either drops off or or quits or whatever. But you know, it's like I've always told you, and I told Lance, I'm like, whether I get a coach or not ever again, I'm still going to do this because it's changed my life and it's changed my family's life. And that, and then that is what makes me keep going, because I'm like, I've got to share this. You know, I have a treasure that I found, and I've got to share it. And you know, then like you said, it's not everybody's going to receive it, but I just got to keep sharing it because somebody will want to receive it. And if I think about how if you would have never shared it with me, I wouldn't be where I am right now. And so I'm like, I need to share so that somebody's waiting, you know, they're like, why can't I get healthy, or why can't I do this? So I just need to keep believing that I need to be consistent and find them.
Yes, 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 yes. And I love it too, because I mean, your husband got an amazing transformation, and you are definitely more fit. I was even looking at pictures, even of your face. I don't know what it is. Even Jatana was always small, but I remember one of the very first compliments I ever gave her, even before I signed up with her, was she had an athletic look to her face. You know, it changes. So, you know, you're more muscular, you're more fit. I mean, I've heard you say that too. So when you love it and you know it makes a difference, you know, and you just want to share it. So, and then when you see your husband and your children, as you've seen, you know, very good.
Yeah.
So, and Mariah, you have been a challenger with Miriam for a while. And then what made you jump in, like to want to be a coach? Were you kind of watching and studying a little bit, or what made you stick around, or?
Miriam made me stick around. She never gave up on me, so I thank her for that. She's amazing at, hey girl, I know you're there. I just kept telling her on Messenger, please don't give up on me. It's not a good time, right? Or at least it wasn't a good time in my head, but she knew it was time for me. So she just persevered. And then I just see all of you guys, and I'm like, why wouldn't I want to be part of something bigger than myself, you know? And I see how much you guys help and have changed lives, and I see all the testimonies, and it's just amazing. So I thought, I need to get on my journey. Why not do it with an amazing team? So here I am.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, ladies, I know we're a little bit late because of the fun gift that you guys gave me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it so much, so much. Thank you guys for sharing. Have a great night, and we will see you in our thread and on Team Page. Good night, guys.